The Seven Books of Moses. The secret no one remembered. Long before the world knew kingdoms or prophets or temples carved in gold, there were whispers of 7 books, not the 5 familiar to the world, but 7 ancient scrolls said to be written through Moses by the hand of the divine. Only 2 remained known. The other 2 vanished into time, but their story survived. The first book, the Book of the Beginning. This book told how the universe opened like a flower, how light fought through the darkness, and how the eternal laws of creation were woven into existence. Its power was simple: to understand the world, because whoever understood the laws of creation could never be deceived by false gods, false powers, or false kings. The second book, the Book of the Covenant. This is the book known today, filled with commandments, laws, and the path that binds man to God. It taught people how to walk with justice and mercy, but hidden between its lines, known only to priests, were passages that describe the spiritual structure of the human heart and how easily it can be broken or healed. The third book, the Book of War in Heaven. Few ever spoke of this book. It described the war that began before Adam breathed life, when light confronted the rebellion of darkness. It was said Moses read this book on the mountain, and after reading it, his face shone because he had seen what humanity was never meant to see. The secret: the war never ended. Every human heart is one battlefield of that ancient conflict. The fourth book, the Book of the Names. This book held every name of angels and every name of spirits, not for summoning, but for understanding their purpose. For in ancient times, knowing a name meant knowing a mission. It taught that even the smallest unseen force has a purpose in the world's balance. Moses sealed this book with wax and warned, knowledge without purity becomes destruction. Then, the fifth book, the Book of the Earth's Shadows. This was the darkest one. It revealed how corruption crawled into creation, how fear, envy, betrayal, and death slipped like smoke into the human story. But the book also carried a secret most never heard. Every darkness that touched humanity began as a human choice. Nothing evil entered the world without an open door. Moses hid this book because the truth was too heavy for early generations. The sixth book, the Book of the Veil. This book described the hidden realms, worlds above and worlds beneath, separated by only a thin veil. It revealed why prophets saw visions, why dreams speak, and why some moments in life feel guided by invisible hands. Legend said Moses used this book to part the sea, not by magic, but by understanding where the natural and supernatural meet. The seventh book, the Book of the Final Day. The last book terrified even the angels who guarded it. It revealed not how the world ends, but why it must end, not as destruction, but as transformation. It spoke of a day when the veil between worlds will fall, everything hidden will be revealed, and humanity will face the truth about itself. The secret hidden inside it was the greatest of all. The future is not fixed. Every generation rewrites the ending. The book was sealed by fire, and the location of its scroll was never recorded, only passed down in whispers. All 7 books shared one thing that people forgot. They were never written to give humans supernatural power. They were written to teach responsibility. For Moses knew, knowledge without humility becomes destruction. Power without understanding becomes chaos. Revelation without wisdom becomes madness. The real secret wasn't in the books themselves, but in the heart of the reader. Because the greatest truth Moses learned was this: God never hid anything from humanity. Humanity hid itself from the truth. And so the 7 books of Moses remain, part known, part lost, part whispered, waiting for a generation wise enough to receive them.